Namaskar and a very warm welcome to yet another episode of Prerana Sanwad. My name is Mohini
My name is Benjamin Roque.
and we will be in conversation with somebody who is known for the people and the culture approach. By now, I'm sure you may have guessed we are talking about none other than the Director People and Culture, Dr. Vinod Bidwaik. Thank you so much for giving
Thank
us
you.
time to come and
Thank
join
you.
us. So, to begin with, can we just get to hear a little about the history or your journey so far?
Okay. So I started my career in manufacturing industry long back, and I always give this example that how the foundation of any profession starts. So I joined the company which was a heavy industries, heavy engineering industries, and my role was to hire and train and recruit the graduate engineer trainees and diploma engineer trainees. After my joining, maybe after 2 months, there was a union. They started agitation on their demands. Maybe there were certain crop of issues, and my manager asked me that there are issues, and now we can't hire, we can't train people because the union is agitating. So why don't you help me to tackle the union issues? So can you shift in industrial relations department? And I was skeptical because in 1997, that was a leftist union. There were a lot of issues, everybody knows, but there was no option. So I moved in industrial relation department. It was a part of HR department. And my first job was to hand over the warning letter. In fact, not a warning letter, but it was a suspension pending inquiry letter to the union office bearers outside the factory. And that's how my career started. And one of the I must say that my foundation on HR profession built on that experience, because then dealing with the workmen, what happens on the ground level, what are their expectations, how to deal with them, you know, you develop in adversities. So that was all the adverse situation, because there was agitations going on. The company declared the lockout. So in fact, they close up the unit, and during those period, how to deal with them. And it was a violent union that time. So adversities, you learn many things through adversities, and that's how I learn. And then I moved in different companies. I was with Mahindra and Mahindra, that is the largest automobile industry in India and globally, now known for their innovation. I moved in Semperit, that was a multinational company, Semperit, which actually a rubber compounding belting company. Then I moved in, then I joined Saka Media Group, because AP sir had just taken a role that time. So it was 2005. And I left Mahindra. I joined Sakar Media Group as a senior manager for corporate HR. And that time I was the first employee officially of the HR department. So earlier it was known as a personnel and administration. And that's how my journey started in a corporate company, corporate HR. I got an opportunity to work with management team that time on a McKinsey, on Hewitt, on ENY, BMG, and there were many initiatives started that time. So I worked till 2009, and then I thought, for the career development point of view, I got the opportunity with multinational. This is a Dutch multinational company. It's a DSM India. So they were entering into India. So there was a greenfield project going on in Ranjangaon. I joined there as a plant HR head. I worked there 9.5 years, moved in different roles. I became a country HR director. Then I moved in Shanghai for 1.5 years. I travel a lot globally. And I implemented the HR transformation, HR target, HR operating model. Many things were done. Focus on employee experience, work on a culture agenda, Salesforce transformation, organizational design. And after what's next? After 9.5 working there, I joined Alfa Laval, which is a Swedish multinational company. Same thing, challenges, diversities, adversities, working with the union. And finally, I thought that what is the end? So during those period in, I think, 2022, during Ganpati's days, I met AP sir, and I wanted his suggestion on something else, like what is the next thing. And then he said that, we are now AP Global A. There are many companies coming. We are investing in many projects. We are going in a spirituality point of view. So life in balance or balancing lives, and that inspired me, because material development happens when there is a spiritual development happens. And I like his vision that we want to do something for the society through personal, professional, spiritual, intellectual development. And that's how I got attracted again towards Sakar Media Group, and I joined here as a CHRO Director HR for the from 1st Jan 2023. And I always, because originally from my parents, specifically from mother, my mother was a spiritual, and that's how that impression carried on. And I read a lot about spirituality, but the foundation, I will say, the meaning I got here in Sakar while working with AP sir and his management team, that yes, it is possible, and material development at certain I will say, in certain level doesn't matter. It's matter how you are cool, how you are calm, how you are taking decisions, how you are impacting the life of the people. And Sakar Media Group is a larger group, it's in a niche level, it's in a multiple levels, it's a diverse group in terms of working in different areas. And this is the only group where you touch upon in the life of the people, is what we say in the bottom of pyramid. Everybody is attached either through a media, either through other programs what we run. And that attracted me, and that's how I can say that I'm a better person now. Earlier it was more on inclined towards the materialistic development, career development, looking towards the different aspect of the life, traveling across the world, but not getting that much satisfaction. But today it is more than that. Today I think that I am able to do something under the leadership of AP sir and other management team members, CEO Uday Jadhav, and our management team colleagues. I think we are doing many things, which is really, I'm grateful for that.
So,
Yes, sir. So in this, want to know, in this changing environment, like where company is looking for HR as in business partner also. Previously, it was HR was taking care of employee, only getting employees in and getting good employees. But now company is looking at now HR role is more defined as a business partner. So what do you think about this changing environment, and like how the new generation who is looking after the opportunities and they have their choices and all. So what like Sakar Group is bringing to them new things?
Yeah. Yes, you are right, because HR business partnering is very important. It's not only handling a transitional HR job, operational HR job, rather than transformational HR job. So transformation is inevitable. Transformation happens when there is a commitment from the top side, and we have that commitment. It's about transforming the organization. It's about transforming the people in the organization. It's transforming about the leadership. It is transforming the society at large. And here HR role is important. It's not only it is bringing the meaning to the life of the employees. It's not just 9 to 5 job. It's coming to the company, doing their job, getting salaries by every month. It is how the people are aligned to the larger purpose of the organization. It is about how we can inspire them. What in my earlier response said, that how we can help them to make the impact in their personal life, but also they support the society at large. And we have that is a larger media, because we do this through content, we do this through training programs, we do this skilling. We have a larger, I will say, the influence on the society, in the stakeholders like government, on the bureaucracy and everywhere. And we can leverage that. So HR role is very crucial, where the people feel that yes, they are the part of larger machinery. They are the part. They are not only the part, but what they are doing here, that is meaningful. And that's where the business partnership comes. So first, realizing that what are the business drivers, what are the business conditions going on, and then making them future ready is very important. if we speak about the young generation, is specifically they are termed as a Z generation, they also like the meaning, they also like the purpose. If you ask anybody now in Go, and we have many here working in Sakar Media Group, what they are looking for. Of course, material development, salaries and compensation is very important, but they are looking for that what is next for them. It is about their career development. It is what is the impact they are making in their personal and professional life, because they want a pride, you know, how that we are encouraging them to take that pride. This is facilitation. HR is not in a power. Earlier days, HR used to be considered is a power center. It's a political center, and all. It is not like that. It is creating that culture in the organization, bringing the purpose in the life, bringing the meaning in the life, and helping people to grow in their personal life. If they grow, definitely they will help to grow the society. If they grow, they will help to grow their families. And Sakar Group has that, and in a larger perspective, AP Group has that, uh, I will say, the influencing power, or we can say that we can leverage those. That's how I look into the HR business partnering. So here we are helping the leaders, we are helping the managers, we are helping the employees to grow in their career, train them, develop them, identify what are the future skill we required, because media industry is going in a transition. AP globally we are launching in different project. It's like in certain areas it's like a startup like Farm DM or Fit Food FY, or we have a technology company. So it's like a startup. So it's again bringing what we can the energy in the life of the people. So that's how I look into the business partnering.
I have got two questions for you. Number one, has it always been people and culture team, or you came and renamed it? Or what was your objective behind naming it as people and culture? And a question, I mean, since you've lived so long in terms of dealing with the HR, sir, um, isn't that true that every generation or every time that you have been dealing with people, there was this category of people who were like between 21 to 25? You know, are we really hyping too much on Gen Zs, or we are probably have had them? Probably we are hyping it really too much these days.
To answer your first question, title, name doesn't matter, but those are indicative
Correct.
to create the story, to narrate the story. So human resource is renamed as a people and culture. So there is a reason, because we are not only dealing with the internal employees. It's not a human resource. It's a capital. You know, we can't say it's a human resource. Is resource? What happens to the resource? Resource are used and they are consumed, and then they are converted into something else. It's not like the human being. We are we are dealing with the human beings. So they are. I will not term them as a capital or a resource, though we say the capital, but it's the people all around you. You know, it's not only it's different stakeholders, it's the internal employees, but also the outsiders. Now dimensions are changing, the narratives are changing. Take an example that we are not only dealing with the employees, it is gig economy. We have strangers working in the organization, almost 6,000 strangers. We have vendors who are circulating the newspaper at the doorstep every morning. We have influencers, podcasters, writers, authors, content creators. We have other stakeholders to whom we are servicing, the readers. And if other of the AP Global A, like we have technology company, which is a municipal corporation, and through them it is a local citizens of that particular cities, and you know, many more. So it is not only related to the employees, people, it's a larger perspective of the life. So organization or HR department is not only focusing internally, but also the externally, because we also need to take care of those people and help them to grow through our internal employees. Strangers, contractors, our take an example of content creator or authors or writers. They are only related particular, but they are also associated with Sakar Media Group or AP Global A. So we are taking care of everybody who is associated with AP Global A or Sakar Media Group in a larger perspective. And that's how it's not necessary that what we are doing for the employees will do only for the employees, but we do for the public also. And to give the example, we launched the People and Culture Forum 2 years back. The first forum happened in Nashik, second 2 times it happened in Kolhapur. In different cities, we are planning to do that. So what we have internally, what are the best practices we are doing, we want to take it to the public also. That's how is the people. So it's not only employees, it's the people at large, because they are associated with them. They may join us also in the future. So HR role is not only for internal, it's also identify the people outside. At particular stage, they may also want to join the organization as a full-time employees. So it is that way. Culture is the core of everything. You know, culture is the value system. Culture is about how people behave, how they demonstrate their behaviors. Culture is about how the interactions happen in the organization. Culture is about how the value system followed in the organization. So it is the core of any organization, and we need to focus there as per the inspiration and as per the guideline of the management and AP sir. People bring the soul when there is a right culture in the organization. So that's how we rename this People and Culture. Now, to answer your second question about the generation, every generation is different. Uh, the earlier generation always feel that the next generation is rebellion, they are different. But over a period of time, they get experience, they learn. The situations are different. Like in earlier days, take an example, 10 years back, if you want to conduct any training programs, it's in the classroom. There are many element of that creating those programs, creating content, and then delivery was traditional. Now it is not training. You can't train everybody. This generation want to learn. They want to develop. So we literally can't say that we are training them, and that's why training and development will not work. It is rather than learning, and learning at their pace, learning at their pace, learning at their convenience. And that's how the hybrid model, the smaller boosters training modules came into the picture, e-learning modules. So it's a combination of everything. So blended things happening around the world. So this generation, whatever name you call, Z generation or whatsoever, they are unique and they are different. And earlier generation were unique and different because of the circumstances.
Correct.
Now technology is changing, everything AI and all these things, so they are well equipped, they are well trained, they know what exactly is happening, everything is available on their fingertip. So you can't really teach them. You can help them to learn what is relevant to them so that they can make the change, they can make the impact in their own life and thereby their personal and professional life. It is not about teaching them. So that's how this generation is different, this is unique, and we need to understand them, we need to take their perspective, respect them, because definitely there are many examples where you can't treat them like what you were treating in earlier days. Why? Because that time there was a need of the job and all this thing. This generation is well equipped not only in technology, but they are financially stable because their parents are now done everything for them. So they don't have their basic, in Maslow's theory, their basic needs. Anna Vastra Nivara, what we can say. Those basic needs they don't have much. They prioritize their mental health, they prioritize their families. There are many examples who left the job to take care of their mother, father, ailing parents. There are many examples who are in urban cities leaving the job to go in their original native places on a lesser salaries because they want to take care of their families, their parents, and they may spend some time and then may come back. So it is not about it's about their priorities. Their priorities are mental health, their priorities are health. They are more aware about what we say there is a people, planet, and ethical profit. And that's why we also need to understand them in a better way and help them to grow in the organization. So it's about don't teach them, don't parent them, they don't need parenting, treat them as a human being, take their perspective. I will give the example in HR department. There are 50% are new people. You must have seen a corporate team, trainees, and they have done a wonderful job. Wonderful job in terms of designing the courses, the training catalog which was made. She was a just pass out from psychology graduate, masters. Uh, then the people strong, what we implemented in the organization, the coordinated and led by the trainee. She joined us 3 years back, trainee. Now she is a HR partner. Perhaps the experienced people may bring some baggages and all these things, so they have a fresh mind. And if you give them a freedom, first is we need to empower them. We have to give them freedom. Don't push their views on them, and they also follow the discipline. If you understand me in a better way.
So one question, like nowadays there are more competition than earlier days. Now people like employee, he is doing more multitasking. Now he's not only subjected to one work, he's doing many works at a time. So sometimes the new generation or whatever employee also he gets bugged up and he is stressed out. So in HR, what are the things you're doing so that they should be working in a good environment and stress-free environment?
So what we are doing, we are actually starting leading from the top, managing from the top. So we are actually developing our leadership and managers, how to handle those team members. And there are many elements that's we call as a leap, and is a fourth batch is just kick off. So there the feedback is good. The managers are now, and recently I have heard the good feedback about this program where managers are changing. They are changing their style. So that's how it is happening. One, there we are training managers, we are training leaders, we are taking some efforts. We are actually asking managers and employees to follow the value system of the organization, where we should respect each other. No scolding. Scolding will happen, but it's a proper manner. So it's said that you praise the person in the public and scold a person in private. Is a long time, tool what people say, but that we are actually asking the people to do that. Second is one very unique proposition what we have for last few years we are doing is a balancing lives. There are, and you must have heard that there are 8 modules, 48 activities. People actually who underwent through those training program, and our chairman personally invested his time for 3 days with almost 800 people. We cover them. So there are many practices into that. It's smaller practice like demonstrate gratitude, forgive, manage the stress by meditation, mindfulness, omkar chanting, lamp gazing, and then there are certain rituals, spiritual rituals that is helping employees. Now, when there are new employees joining or this Z generation is joining, we have one resource who is helping them to follow those practices. So in many offices, you must have seen in many offices we are actually doing this, the good offices. We are actually creating the environment where our corporate office or regional offices, we are developing in those ways. And we are trying so that people feel good when they want to come in the offices. So life in balance is another thing. We are designing the employee engagement practices around that. 60 days of happiness, starting from Ganpati festival to the Diwali. So there were many activities comes into that. But it is a mindset. So it's about the individualistic things. So people, why stress happens? Because of overthinking, because of insecurities, because of some challenges. Stress happens only because of the few things, and the relationship with the team, relationship with the managers. So we are trying to develop them, facilitate that the people have a good relationship on the shop floor, managers treat their employees in a good way, relationships are good on the shop floor, the office environment is good, and there is fun on the shop floor. And that's how it's helped to reduce the stress. And then, of course, there may be some personal reasons, personal emergencies, relationship in the families, that we can't do much, but we can help them. We can tackle their insecurities. And I'm very proud to say that Sakar Media Group or AP Global may be the only unique company in media industry where we have live cover, where their families gets, touch wood, it should not happen. But if something wrong goes in the families in case of death, their families gets 3 times of CTC. And there are many, this is the insecurities where the employees can focus on their job and the rest is taken care by the family. That's the culture of the organization.
Great. So, sir, a few questions. I have seen your inclination towards learning and development a lot, and you have been talking about leap training sessions also. और आपका एक वीडियो मैंने देखा था जिसमें आपने बहुत स्ट्रिक्टली कहा था कि देयर इज नो रेसिपी ऑफ अ लीडरशिप स्किल. सो अगर ब्रॉडली बोले, इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर हिम ऑल्सो, इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अस ऑल्सो. What are the few qualities that you think generally होना चाहिए हम में as a leader, if you really want to be a leader?
So yes, my statement is same that there is no concrete recipe of leadership. Leadership happens in experimentation. Every leader does that experimentation. But important behavior is, I will say, the competency or capability, what we call, is the emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? And everybody knows that. First, self-realization, where I stand. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How I behave in a certain circumstances? How I demonstrate? How I treat the people? So we should have that self-realization. Spirituality, that exactly says. Now in a global companies, in every multinational companies, global trainers, they are speaking about mindfulness and self-realization. So that we are practicing here, what IP says. So it's a understanding self, and so it starts with the leading self first. Then you need to social skills. You need to understand what are the perspective of others' perspective. So there is no right and wrong. If I have some views, other may have their views. It's just their perspective. So understanding them, understanding the next person, understanding. So that comes through the social skills. So you need to understand them second. Then comes putting yourself in their shoes. If sir, why they empathizing them, and then dealing with them properly. So that is a very important factor, is the emotional intelligence. Second is every leader should have some vision. Not necessarily a long-term vision, but at least when he is sitting or she is sitting with the team should get a sense that what is there in the future, what leader expect from them. So leader should be able to give the vision to the employees that okay, for next 1 year we need to do these things, next 3 years, next 5 years, what is our plan. So that is the third is thinking short term, also the long term. So deciding what is the long term result are expected, but short term with short term plans. Strategizing the things, what we say, that that is very important. Third is communication, everybody knows, but I will put in a artful communication. Leader need to communicate what exactly is needed to the team member, inspire them, communication, inspiring through the right communication, building the purpose, aligning them to the larger purpose. Is artful communication is very important. And I will say one of the important competency or capability or what you call it may be, is the spiritual intelligence. That when there is a spiritual intelligence is about understanding self, understanding others. It can be linked with the emotional intelligence, but it is more than that. It's about practicing and it helps to take a right decision in the organization. That the decision and this also helps, spiritual intelligence also helps employee to be cool in a stressful situation, so that it is not passed to the team members. So I will say these are few things which every leader should have in the, and rest are there, like creativity, innovation. There can be many things. After all, leadership is a journey. It is not a destination. If you, it's like nobody has understood it what exactly the leadership. Everybody say that, and I am a leader, but it is an experimentation. It's a journey, and then we should learn on every aspect that what is right, what is wrong, what are what are those things which actually some mistakes leaders also make, learning from those mistakes, learning from their failures. So it's not a destination, it's a journey.
And so one thing, like nowadays, this new generation actually, they are, if they get one failure, so they go into the cocoon, they don't come up, and they say ki now it is over. But like how they should come up with because failures are the part of success is also part of life, and failure is also. So now in this competitive world, if they have got anything setbacks, so how they should come back with that setback?
This is not their fault, I will say. This is their parents' fault. In India, it's a very competitive world. I will give the example. If you travel on the highway, you are driving the car and you are driving maybe high-end car. Which is the car you have? High-end car, maybe perhaps BMW, say example. And if Nano goes to that car, what happens? You will never give the way to him. And it's not necessary that. I have seen when you actually want to overtake, the next person will never allow to take the overtake. Why this happens? Because we are very competitive. India is very competitive. It's taught in the schools that, number one. I have many examples. Where I attended one of the meeting with this, coaching class when my son was actually preparing for entrance exam, and one parent was very, angry with the teacher that our dreams of IIT has shattered. She was saying, what the way you are speaking now, all these things. So that put unnecessary stress on the child.
On the child, yes.
So children are learning. This generation has learned this because the parent never become the engineer. They want to their children to become the doctor, engineer, and all expecting. So and that's how they stress. Now we need to actually develop them, teach them that okay, it is not the end. Failures are not the end. You learn from the failures. So resilience, bouncing back. And that's why you must have heard there are many cases happening about the depression, about suicides. People are not they are not feeling proud about themselves. So here, their parents need to take the role of their mentor. In organizational level, what we can do is life in balance is very important. In fact, balancing lives, and that's why we are taking those training programs for the new joiners, specifically for the trainees, that do the meditation, do the lamb gazing. And it's not only for the organization. What we are doing, we have Sanjay Sutar, who is traveling across Maharashtra, and he is going to the schools with the support of our circulation and NI team, and teaching them how to do the meditation, how to do the lamb gazing, teaching them of the life in balance initiatives, which is helping them. There are case studies where children, their parents are coming and that, my child was not focusing on the studies, now he is focusing on the studies. Such types of examples are happening. So we are actually going at that level, and we are developing, we are training them so that they become more resilient in their future life and they handle these failures. So my advice to those children or to those trainees or new generation is, don't take much to stress. Life is there. Enjoy the life whatsoever. There are many examples where there are multiple failures happen, but still become successful in the life. And there is no, somebody's life starts maybe early age, maybe immediately after the graduation. They are lucky to get the place in the organization. Somebody's may start at 25, somebody's life starts at 29, somebody's career start, there are examples where everything was lost and they started there in 50s and they become successful millionaire and billionaire. So failures are the part of the life. You learn many things through the failures. I was just, discussing, I saw that when I started my career and then when I I started enjoying it was the age of 29.
Oh, I see. Yes. In fact, what I wanted to tell you, Benjamin, I, on the contrary, when you say that probably the younger generation doesn't know what to do, I say they know more than us. Yeah, because we were clueless on what do I want to do, and when you talk to your nephew and nieces these days, they'll say, मुझे तो यही करना है. ये क्लैरिटी या विजन शायद हमारे पास नहीं था, एंड आई थिंक दे आर वेरी प्रैक्टिकल ऑल्सो, कि हम वो डिप्रेशन मोड में जाते थे ज़्यादा, ये निकल जाते हैं. दे हैव ऑल्टरनेटिव्स विच वी डिड नॉट हैव रियली, राइट? ग्रेट. So, talking about, you've worked for so many departments, you've worked for so many sections, and you also emphatically talk about LIB, as you spoke about Sudhir Sutar, and he does sessions around. Do you not feel driven towards data I'm sorry, I'm sure you would
Yes.
you would be very driven towards data. So do you focus all your interest on data driven decisions, or you also have other parameters to probably judge a department or a function, as you were talking about locations or anything in general?
So data is the complementary data. What is it? We are doing a data driven sales every month. We track the progress of unit. What is the sales? What are the circulation figures? What's the profitability? Data is important because data is the new oil, what we say. Why new oil? Because it's like a engine of larger organization is actually greasing. That's why it's a data is a new oil. So data is important. Uh, the it's up to the person how he or she uses the data. What is the purpose of data? Because data has to be converted into something, is a decision making tools, decision making matrices, and that's how data is very important. But not necessarily always data will help you, because interpretation may be different. You can interpret the data in both ways, positive or negative. There may be many factors to the data. So sometimes your gut feeling, your intuition, your experience over a period of time, where artificial intelligence or technology will not replace that, is a human angle, will always help. So data should be helped, data is complementary, but the person should have that knack to understand data and then put his experience, which is stored in his mind, to take the right decision. That way I look into the data.
आपको कभी किसी ने ऐसा पुल बैक किया एंड यू फेल्ट नहीं आई हैव टू ऐसा निकलना है इस मोमेंट से इन योर एंटायर आई मीन नॉट सेइंग रियली जब लीडर बन जाते हैं मैनेजमेंट जाते थोड़ा थोड़ा होल्ड हो जाता है
That's that happens. That's always happens, because if you are that roles, there are senior roles in any organization, there are multiple adversities works against you. But then that is a part of life. That it's again what we say in our ancient scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. You do your good deeds, you do your work. Don't expect, and you always every day try to make the impact in the life of the people. Automatically it will be paid off. So don't expect. So there are many things what we to do in the organization. The Sakar Media Group is doing many things for the society. Our chairman is doing for many things, but not necessarily they are expecting that what are the gain and what we have. So we should continue what we are doing. We should enjoy what we are doing. We should do our good karmas and forget about that. Neki kar kuye mein dal.
Now in this changing environment where AI has taken a big role in each and every organization, so how Sakar is taking use of AI, what things we are doing here?
Sakar is far ahead in past also. So I will say we have established the AI department separately, reporting to Ms. Janvi Pawar, who is the director of Sakar Media Group. There is a team. Initially, in a first stage, what we are doing, we are actually converting the language libraries into the model, AI model. We are using in different ways, like for a Salesforce we are launching. Their AI is one of the tool which will help our sales managers to take right decisions. In HR, in People Strong, in analytics perspective, but there is a AI which will help through the inquiries, like we have a Genie chatbot. What are the inquiries comes? What is the AI will predict in future that who are those employees need a development, who are those employees is living next 3 months, 6 months. So that way in a smaller, in different fragment sections, we are doing some experimentation in AI terms. Secondly, in content development, we are using this in television, in digital, in print media, where our content creators, our editors are using. One of the example I will give, in last year during monsoon, our Sambhajinagar editor has developed one supplement using the AI. That was an experimentation he did. But we are also training employees that how to use that in AI to create a right content. It's not only, it should be complementary. They should not replace them. So we are taking many initiatives to train employees, to develop employees on an AI perspective. using those technology in certain areas in media, uh, taking some data-driven sales decisions, and also in HR. So we are developing a tool in People Strong where employee will come to know that what is his next career stage, what is the next role for him, and what are the roles available, and then what are those training program he needs to go through that HR team is working there, that will be available, and then algorithm will push him that okay, these are the training, personalized training program, personalized learning path, personalized reward and recognition programs will come to over a period of time. That is in a testing phase right now. So we are doing many initiatives under the AI.
So on a scale of, I've seen your status updates, and I see that you have, spirit. I mean, I can see all diyas and offering pairs and all. How spiritual are you in a scale of 1 to 10?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know because spirituality or whatsoever, what's the leadership, anything you can't rate that. It's for self. It's not for. I don't take a performance pressure of.
Yeah.
I'll rephrase
Yes,
that question.
probably.
How you keep your spirituality in
Oh,
what
yeah.
what scale?
See, the question is on.
So what is told in balancing lives, I do many practices. I am not there in. I think there are 8 modules. At 2, I am doing those, but in a behavior point of view, I am trying to implement those. Like I am trying to follow this so that I am not biased towards the people. I am unbiased. I take a fair decisions. I treat everybody in the organization fairly. So I am trying to understand the people. Recently, I started one of the initiative where I am talking to everybody. I started from top. In every unit, there are unit head and their reportees, editor and their reportees. I started to understanding them informally rather than formally, and then I am telling them that it's just an informal talk. It will be remain with us. I am not going to use or misuse that. That may be, but then I am making them comfortable, and feedback is good. So that way, I am trying to implement those practices, understanding the people. I am practicing those initiatives. What gratitude, giving your time to the people, to the society, forgiving. I don't take too much stress nowadays. So that way I am practicing. But finally, it is the journey. I am not sure how much I am developing myself, but this is not for others. This is for me only. So that's I look into.
So, do you feel bad when HR is used as a punching bag? Yeah, HR ne kiya.
It's a perspective.
Yeah,
It's a
correct.
perspective. I think. Because HR is always misinterpreted.
Yes.
That is the reason, because HR is unable to give the right picture of themselves to the people. The narratives are created like that. That's why what we did, we are bringing the transparency and openness. Earlier, I used to get a complaint that HR ने increment नहीं किया, HR ने A rating दिया. मैंने बोला कि अभी transparency पर ना. So people come to know that what is their rating, and it is given by the manager, and manager, not HR. HR role is to facilitate that, so there is a transparency. अभी इस साल से हम क्या करने वाले हैं? What we are doing this? We are making the KRA system more transparent. It is not a job activities you put. It should be within next 15 days. It will be launched next year KRA. So it should be very concrete, smart, purposeful KRAs. You should put into that rather than it's the employee, it's the manager. So we are making the system transparent. Last year we did the same thing. Last year in compensation planning we did. It was not HR. It's a manager. And then finally HR can calibrate based on the company budget and all this thing. But it is not HR. So you need to create that narrative that HR is there helping. Manager is the first HR manager for the employees. And train them to be a good HR manager, to the good manager. HR is there, design the programs, design the development programs, design the HR programs, digitalization, focus on employee experience. And that's why the HR is not there is a genie who is taking care of. And HR should focus more on human connections, understanding their issues, giving the feedback to the managers, and creating the right culture in the organization.
Right. So it's wonderful to see when you talk about your career, when you have been into organizations where you had to pick up things from the bottom level. You also said that you have been training people. It's amazing to learn, from all of these experiences. And how have you changed? I think this was your third, term. This is your third term with Sakal Media, and we see people actually come up to us and say that there is a lot of, visible difference in people. So if I am an employee who has probably come in just 4 months ago, so for me, a conclusive message that you want to give to them, saying that you are at the right place.
So, I will say that the employee has taken the right decision to join the AP Global and Sakar Media Group, because they will get the opportunity to do something differently. They will get the empowerment perhaps which they will not get outside. They will have a lot of learning opportunities available here, which perhaps in other companies may be a concrete and focus work, but here you get a multiple bouquet of exposure here in the company. Career development happens. Our current CEO, he started as a trainee in the organization. There are many people who join as a junior level, become. My example, I was there in officer as a manager and I become a director of the company. So if you have a right attitude, right approach, you get a lot of learning here, and you get many opportunities to learn and exposure, career development opportunities. And it's also the culture of the organization, brand name, and you are actually attaching to the larger legacy organization, which may not be possible to the outside. And we have a huge infrastructure, we have a huge backup from the management, from our chairman and managing director. And one thing is just cascaded down. He empowered the management team, he empowered the leadership team, and then his empowerment is happening ground level. There may be some issues and all things will continue, but then they can escalate to the next level. So we have different committees, we have different roles, we are making the onboarding experience more meaningful, online and offline. So I think that is my message to the people, that you join right organization, provided you have a right attitude.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So it was amazing talking to you as usual. And thank you so much for getting us clarity on everything that we
Thank you
follow.
for asking
Yeah.
right questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us, everybody. My name is Mohini Mrigaya, and with me was Benjamin, and we spoke to Dr. Vinod Bidwaik today, the Director People and Culture. Watch the space for more Prerana Sanwad videos. Namaskar. Thank you so much.
Thank you.